we slow it down here after quite a while, he is going to wreck up on a bunch of people. So he hits the two folks. Now watch the people in the van. Mom driving that van, and she comes out absolutely hot at this guy. Not scared, not upset, not are you okay? She is hot, and both she and the guy in the car are after this dude. Now you notice what looks like a child is laying down by the side there. He got out of the back seat and then kind of flopped around on the ground there for a little bit. But now they're going to hold this guy and kind of wail a tune on him a little bit there and hold him while the police finally catch up with this dude. And they're going to kind of flag him down when he's like, all right, man, well, I'm not going to get away at this point. So they chuck him down, and now the first cop shows up, so they're going to finally get off, and mom goes over finally to kind of, console her child. Now, after that first officer shows up, now the second one's going to show up, third one's going to show up. You're going to see fourth, a polyester pileup. They're going to get this doofus into custody. Far as I was able to determine, nobody was seriously injured in this one, and mom is still hot at this guy, and they're going to be able to kind of get her off.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
And Lauren Yee. Good evening. How are y'all doing?
Doing great.
So good.
Better than that dude that crashed. That mother, she wasn't playing.
Yeah, the polyester pileup was like my favorite comment there.
I was like, I had not heard that term before.
Me either.
Why can't I hear y'all?
Uh-oh. I hear Doug. Doug, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, now y'all there.
Yeah. I see how it is. That's because you came in late, man.
Yeah, I was running late. Yeah, I like those instant karma videos. That guy was clearly, look how fast he's going.
And he is hauling ass.
Like, that's not cool, obviously. But mom was not having it, and I don't know what happened to the kid. I didn't get the read. I hope everybody's good there. But yeah, she was not having it.
Hello, Manny. I would say, like, one thing that throws me not sometimes, but with that video is just that, like, I don't want to discount it, but like that kid got out of the car and then pulled a like soccer flop situation. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's happening? What are you trying to, who are you convincing of anything? There are no referees here.
He convinced mom that he was hurt because she got out like
oh, me MMA too. I'm backing you up.
Yeah.
So, how was your week, Lauren? You've returned.
I'm back.
We are grateful. We love that. How was your week? Real quick. I know, Lauren. You released something this week. You have some project over at the Good Men Project, and I would like for you to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
Cool. Yes. So, back in, oh my God, I don't even remember, September, some time ago, I accidentally started a writing project with none other than David Stanley, who I believe we all know from Dad 2.0. Love that community. And we were chatting on Twitter and accidentally came up with a project of He Said, She Said, because I'm me and I'm Asian and female and in my 30s and agnostic and not married. And he is a Jewish man who's married with an adult son in his 60s. And I'm in the West Coast and he's in like Michigan. So different points of view and upbringing and stuff like that. And so we've been doing some writing on similar topics. And this week we had a new piece talking about friendship, because I love me some people and especially my friends. And he was bringing into it some of the like mental health wellness part of like, you need some friends, people. So check it out. We currently are posting with the Good Men Project, and we try to do it once a month. And things are, you can find them places like go to this. Where am I? This way.
Is that your Twitter handle there?
That is a Twitter handle.
Okay.
And I have like a links page in the top two that can get you to the things if it's not a recent post, but I put things that you can read and watch, and like y'all are on my links page. So check it out. Give it a read. Tell me what you think. Let's be friends.
Great. That sounds good.
Yeah.
And what's in a glass, y'all?
Lauren, you first.
Okay. I have been not accused. It has been brought to my attention that I drink very large beers. So I tried to see what I had that was slightly smaller. And I actually saw this one. This way. This one. Here we go. This one in the beer group that I think maybe Wit or maybe several people posted. But it is a Cinnamon Dolce Nitro Stout. And it's only 6% instead of like 12. And I haven't sipped it yet, but I'm very excited.
Okay.
So how does it taste?
Definitely has the smooth nitro situation. I feel it's very drinkable. I feel like in the first sip, I don't get as much cinnamon as you would like for it being like listed there, being like, okay, like you don't want a lot, but I don't get very much, which I think I'm okay with rather than overpowering, but it's very drinkable. I enjoy it.
Nice.
Excellent.
How about you?
Doug?
So I'm going to go even lower than Lauren. Smaller, as you said. I would say lower, but yeah. So I'm starting off with an NA beer tonight from Bravus. It's a Raspberry Gosa. So this was a friend Matt Strain recommended that I pick this up. So I'm going to pour that out. And this one
NA?
Yeah, NA. I'm starting NA, and then I'm going to go to a rather large beer later. So I figured I'd start light.
All right.
So we got the thing is you get a raspberry, raspberry, you're going to get all that pink note. No, that's what it looks like. But you get that raspberry scent like heavily on the nose. Then, with the Gosa. Greg, I know you're not a fan of Gosas and you're worried like the salt.
I'm not a fan of bad ones. Get it right.
That's
bad ones. Cool. Bad ones. Specifically.
I mean, what are you a fan of a bad thing of?
IPAs. Yeah. That Greg will drink any IPA you fling at him. Yeah. Yeah. So
like
anyway.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. So Greg, I would say you'd really like this. The salt notes is very light, but it's like really crisp and good, and it's got all that raspberry flavor, but quite drinkable. I would say again, it's Gosa. So you like hot day, that's going to be excellent. So, and if you want something where you're not like just want to have it out in the porch, it's the middle of the day and you don't want to have booze, do that one, man. And not terribly expensive. So that's a good thing too. And you can have it shipped to your house, which is excellent. So
NA beer, man. NA beer. Wow. So I didn't think anybody was going to get lower than me on this one, but Doug, you succeeded. I have a Midwest.
We're all down there.
Midwesty Pilsner. Midwesty from Carbon 4 Brewing.
Ooh.
They are 4.4%. And basically it's just a crisp. It says fresh crisp Pilsner, and that's what it is. It's it's a beer that tastes like beer, Lauren. People love beer. That's a new thing, I think, is that people say, I want a beer that tastes like beer, because we have too many fruity things or cinnamon things or So, it looks the part, feels the part. Very nice. And very light. People would say during the summer and all that, but I think it's good all the time. And that's it. And nice.
Nice glassware too, by the way, Greg. Like that.
I need cooler glassware.
You can get a bunch of them for a pretty decent price on Amazon. You just got to look for the right stuff.
Lauren, it's a balancing act. Beware. Because once you start, it's I don't I don't have tattoos, but people who have tattoos say once you get one, you can't stop there. it's kind of like glass. Once you get one, you can't stop until you have too many, and whoever you live with is like, look, enough. Okay.
Okay, so maybe I need to wait until I have a little more space.
Yeah, or again, just beware it's addictive. How about that?
Okay, or have willpower.
When you get one, you'll see. Yeah, it's like you know, when you look for cars and you have a car that you have in mind, then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere you go. It's like beer glasses. Once you get a cool beer glass, you're going to be like, oh shit, look at that one. Oh shit, look at that one. And then Doug will have a cool one, and then you'll have to get that. And then you'll have to, every time you go to a brewery, you'll see a cool one. And you're like, I want to support the brewery. What's the big deal? I'll get a glass. And then you get a glass, and next thing you know, you have shelves full of these things. And then the real problem, Lauren, is the separation. So you don't want to throw any of them out after you buy 6 million of them. Then you have to line them all up and like have this like Hitman type, Survivor type,
like bracket
vote one off the island. Yeah, it gets really, again, it gets really, really sticky and messy. And right. So I'm not sure. That's my advice for you. I'm not sure how you go forward.
Zero to quarters really quickly.
Really, really fast. So then in my house, real quick before we get to our fabulous guests, I did this about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I scaled down. Okay. But the problem was, and I was good about it, and I got rid of some things I didn't want to get rid of, and I was really good about it. But I took them upstairs and presented them to the family and said, these are going, y'all can keep what y'all want. These people kept half of what I put up there. So
enablers.
Right. So now I have a place where I keep my beer glasses, and now the place where everybody keeps their house glasses are cluttered with my beer glasses. The ones that I didn't want. So again, I don't know what, I'm just letting you know. Yes, you probably need more beer glasses, but you gotta watch. Right, Doug?
Yeah, I when we remodeled our kitchen, we got these giant cabinets that go all the way to the ceiling now, and 2 of the shelves are just all my beer glass shit. Like 2 giant shelves are taken up by all the beer glasses, and honestly, some of them I'm like, well, I don't ever use that one, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll use it now. It's like it's this dumb thing. It really, Greg's right. It's a dance. Like I have more goblet glasses than I rightfully should have, and that's just because they're the easiest ones you can get. And like your breweries sometimes give them away, and I have too many. I have some really cool ones. Let's not say that.
Okay, part of me is like danger, but like if you have like one that you don't want, throw it my way.
Okay.
But don't like everybody give me like 12, because that might be a problem.
Right. So
I know, it's like danger. Should I say this? Not say this.
Yeah. Well,
so without further ado, we're gonna bring in our guest because it looks like he has some things to say about this. But he's a podcaster. He's a personal friend of mine. He's a friend of everybody on the show. He comments. He adds to the show from the comment section every week. Podcaster, blogger, dad, New York City fella, all that. He's fantastic. We love him. Daniel Fisher.
Howdy, y'all. How's everyone doing?
Hey, buddy, real quick before we get into all your stuff, where are you at with the glasses? I saw you were.
Yeah, so Lauren said throw them my way. I'm like, I mean, maybe you don't want to throw them. That's what I was trying to do.
Carefully and
gently.
Just toss
them. Gently toss them.
like a water balloon toss.
Yeah, exactly. No, but Doug and Greg, you 100% nailed this on the head across the board. I just wanted to echo that because it is totally addictive. Because it's like, oh well, I always, I have that nice Duvel glass. I'm like, oh, but then I have to get one for all the different specific beers. I have the West Letterin and the Chimay and then it gets downhill. And then it's like, oh well, I have to get it from all my favorite breweries. But they have a special one for their Imperial Stouts, another one just for for lagers. It's like you can go crazy. Yeah. But speaking of glassware, I did break out the nice Spiegelau glassware for tonight.
See?
So
Fancy,
this is
fancy.
the I'm doing the lager, doing a lager in a lager glass. So this is Restless from Torch and Crown here in New York City, Manhattan's first new brewery. There's now 2 now in Manhattan. So, but yeah, this is a dark lager, as you could probably guess. But it's got a little bit of roastiness, but it's got a little bit of earthiness, but it's crisp and it's clean and it's delicious and great in winter.
And I don't have one of those, so I need one.
Yeah, I don't know what they retail for now.
Now that you have more space, Greg, why not?
Oh,
Maybe you need like how there's bottle shares. You can have like glassware trades.
No, because then you'll get just as much back, if not more. You won't get rid of anything. You'll just have more.
There has to be a rule if you're doing a trade. Like if you every 10 glasses you bring, you're only allowed to bring back like 4 or 3.
Okay, so it's like a 2-for-1 out to in situation, and there's a max number. It's not a negotiation. This is the currency.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what it is, you come in with a box packed full of stuff, and they give you a smaller box to leave with.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
Yeah, that's how you would have to do it. So
also, Lauren, too. Funny while we're here, when you go to these beer releases, Central Waters recently had a beer release that our friend Laura Hall proxied for me, and she brought back 4 wonderful beers. Dan, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna send one your way because I owe you some.
Nice.
But Lauren, then they give you glasses so that I just got them.
Okay.
So and it's nice and pretty. I'm gonna drink out of it tonight.
It's
but
cute.
again, it's just like I didn't even mean to add to my glasses. You know what I'm saying?
The universe is just handing them to you now.
They're just everywhere, especially in the beer community. And again, it's a trap. Like, stop it. It's a trap. So
can I have one other thing to piggyback on that?
Sure.
Before the advent of growlers came in, the amount of growlers and half growlers I have, I must have 20 of them.
I never use them. I got rid of them.
I never use them.
I got rid of them too. Yeah, same.
Right. It's sad, but I just got to do it.
Yeah, I have 2 that I will not get rid of because they're Omegang versions that have gnome handles. I'll keep those.
Yes, they're unique designs like that. Yeah, I wouldn't give those up.
Yeah, the other ones are just freaking glass bottles. Just really
they gotta go. They gotta go. Sorry, I feel bad too. I do.
But do you? You don't sound like you do.
I at some point, Lauren, I'm telling you, it gets crazy. But speaking of crazy though, I don't know if y'all listen to Dan's podcast. I jumped on it for the first time, completely honest, this week. And it's really, really fun. And the fun part about it is, Dan, so I want you to tell us all about it at some point. But what I found fun is that, like, y'all fellas get on there and they talk about shows, Lauren. And one of the things that they do is they try to talk each other into watching different shows. And it's fun because there's so many, like, it's a perfect podcast for our time. Because y'all know we talk about, what we're watching and all that. And half the time, I don't even know what the fuck Doug is talking about, where he finds these shows, how the hell he found. And like, that was the fascinating part about me. And that's what I'm going to ask Dan to lead into his podcast is like, y'all started a show that, in my opinion, it's unique and it's fun because, again, you can listen and find out about all these different shows that you've never heard of. And it's just like, y'all all old enough to remember when, the TV was just cable, or even before that, where you just had like 3 networks, 5 networks, and you just got what you got. And you had like 5 choices. Yeah. And right. So you didn't have like this plethora of like shows that continue to come out on these different platforms, like on a weekly basis, and that you could just jump in and watch like 3 shows. You always had to wait a week or whenever it came back on. You could watch like 3. You could watch like again, a lot of the ones that Doug says, like, you can like binge a whole damn season in one weekend and really be into a show. And what I like about your podcast, and you're going to tell us what it's called again because I forgot. What is it again, Dan?
Watch Okay, Please.
Watch Okay, Please. Because like they're like, oh look, we watched the first 3 episodes of this show. Should we go forward? And those are questions that you have to ask all the time with the streaming. because it's like, is this really good enough for me to stay, or is this shit gonna get any better? Like, fuck this shit. So like, Dan, you're all laughing because you know what I'm talking about. You get like 3 episodes in and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Do I stay? So Dan, how did y'all start it? Tell us all about it and all that shit.
Yeah, so before I do, I'm here sitting here drinking beer this week, but so I just want to give Jackie a shout out. Last week's guest, fellow New Yorker here. I had a great night on the Sorrel, and I want to give mad props to him just before we get started here. So
I think Lauren did too.
It was so fun.
So I had such a blast last Friday. It was great. It was totally worth my son getting up at 4 a.m. Yeah, it was totally worth it. Totally worth it. So just to give you that kind of the context there. But,
yes.
Yeah. So watch for Kate, please. If you listen to that episode 0, the origin story, if you will, it kind of came together because my 2 college buddies and we constantly are having conversations on Facebook Messenger or text, etc., about things that we're watching, and maybe you should go watch it. You might like this, or your favorite actors in this, or whatever the case is. And so we're all having these conversations. Like, we're spending all this time talking about this. Like, why don't we just go ahead and just push this out there? That's the thing. So we got together and we kind of brainstormed about the format and the whole 9 yards. Basically, we just came together and said, well, this is what we're going to do. We want it to be, we wanted to kind of be, a TV guide of sorts for everyone in the world that is kind of really chill, low key, and like not, assuming, so to speak. And that's kind of where it came from. And so we got together, we got up with this format. And so we have the episodes broken up into a feedback from the previous from a previous pitch. And then there's also feedback. There's also a pitch for a new item to watch. And we all kind of rotate in various different ways. And we give recommendations as to which episodes to watch, or if it's a movie, obviously you watch the whole movie. But it's a lot of fun, and it keeps me on my toes. It keeps my queue somewhat regulated, so I don't just drop off into random shows, or I don't go rewatching shows. Again, not that I don't love rewatching shows, just that I kind of, there's so much content out there, you feel like there's this need to constantly keep up. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that is that whole thing of like trying to keep up. Like I don't generally do that. And I'm a terrible binge watcher. I can't watch usually more than 3 episodes of anything at once. Like, I watch 3 and I feel like I got to get up and do something. But to Greg's point earlier, like, do you guys have kind of I'm going to use a sports term here, a Mendoza line for when you bail on a show? Like, for me, I tend to give shows like 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't got me by then, I'm out. Some people have a much shorter fuse. What about you and your podcast buddies?
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of know each other's tastes to a degree, but then there are some times where we're surprised by different things. There's a couple episodes where there's one sequence of episodes that one of my co-hosts pitched that tended to trend for younger audiences, and so their portrayals of a lot of young adults. And obviously all of us are in our 40s. And so it's a lot different when you're seeing that kind of thing. And so we might not identify or understand or want to watch things like that. So oftentimes you'll kind of see a progression of where things may or may not go. And then sometimes it's just like, it's like, oh, well, it didn't pull me in enough to go watch it. Or it might be, there's different kind of stages of where you might leave a series at. There's some series where like, oh, you know what? It was fun. I'm not going to go out of my way to keep watching it. But if I have some downtime on like a weekend, I'll pop back into an episode or 2 and continue on from there. But then there's some you just get sucked into. You're like, boom, I'm going to watch the rest of this because it was amazing. So I think that there's definitely telltale signs, though. I think even there's skepticism too. When you pitch something and you say, well, I don't know if I like this premise at all, and then if it smells like smoke, then maybe there's fire, kind of thing. It's for sure.
That's fair. Can I ask a logistics question for parameters? So how long ago or when or what date or whatever did you start it together? And then also, how many different, I guess shows or movies or whatever do you feel like you've gone through from then to now?
Yeah. So there are a couple, we had some audio issues with some previous items we kind of went in and reviewed and whatnot. So those haven't come back to light yet because we kind of have to re-record them, and so that those will eventually come back in the future. So we probably started recording in earnest sometime after mid 2021, and we've now put out this is 24 episodes this week. And we have another one coming next. So we release generally on Tuesdays. We try to make it cyclical. We did have to take a hiatus because we were behind a week due to some technical and production issues and whatnot. But again, that happens all the time with podcasters out there. But we kind of want to keep things moving. We want to keep things out there, and that's it took us about 6 months to kind of develop the whole podcast as it is, and I think we wanted to get the format right. We wanted to do some test recordings. We want to make sure it was the right length of time. We have some episodes that are longer. You'll see that some are at the 45-minute mark, and some of them are at even longer than that. So it all depends upon how much we have to talk about a specific item. So but it's very interesting to see how the dynamic comes out, because if it's something's really polarizing, then it will definitely have that effect during the dialogue as well. Or there's lots to chew on, for that matter.
That's fair. So you have 24 episodes, you said, right? Can we get some superlatives? Like, what's been the hardest pitch or to sell to whoever? And possibly, I can wait, but I was going to say another one.
No. I mean, no. That's you can say it. I can take it.
Okay, so one's the two that come to mind are what's been the hardest sell that you committed to, because I assume that there might be some that you're nah, it's not happening, but what's been the hardest pitch sell that has happened, and then what is one that surprised you all? I mean, I guess someone might know it already, but has been the most surprising, or you're no, it's not gonna be good, you're oh my gosh, it's actually amazing. So at least those two.
It's very interesting how that worked out. I think that there's, in the episodes, I think that, I think that a lot of times, like I said, there's certain shows or certain kind of concepts that are really hard to pitch. So for me, probably the hardest one for that I had to pitch would have been, I'll have to say it's an anime, honestly. And the reason why I say that is because both of my co-hosts are generally not anime people. And so I think that's kind of the hardest one that I think that I've had to pitch, just because I'm trying to convince them to watch a genre and that is really not necessarily accessible to everybody, because not everyone's they think anime is just cartoons, and they think of Saturday morning cartoons, it's Transformers, or it's She-Ra, or if it's whatever, and they have their conception of what anime may or may not be. But people don't understand that anime, Japanese animation, for those who don't know the term, it's got as many subgenres or genres within itself that movies do. So if you want a fantasy anime, if you want a hard science fiction anime, you want a drama, you want a romance, you want whatever you want, it's great. Oh, there's my buddy Callisto. She's a fellow nerd out there, out and among the Discords. We call her the Den Mother. She's amazing, by the way. She's amazing. So if you ever want to pop in to the Everyday Geeks Get Discord, definitely feel free to do that. She hosts watch parties all the time. I learn a lot from everyone there, and her especially as well. So it's a good time over there. But
considering she has a Tolkien thing as her avatar there,
yes,
kind of a
she actually does Tolkien talks, and we basically focus on different topics within the realm of Middle Earth here and there. So we might do we might follow the travels of Glorfindel, or we might do these random topics, and it's definitely a good time. So as far as the hardest one that I was worried about, so I would have to say the hardest one to kind of push myself through would have almost definitely probably would have been, I'd say, Travel Man, and because the concept is that it's kind of like 3 sheets, if those of you familiar with Zane Lamprey, but it's just for travel in a specific country, and it's a famous British comedian who's in the IT Crowd and a bunch of other things, and he basically takes other comedians out and about. So and again, I'm not familiar with a lot of these people, nor am I familiar with some of the the jokes and the references they mentioned, because a lot of them are British. But what was helpful to me was that one episode had a Paul Rudd on it. Obviously, everybody knows Paul Rudd. Most people love Paul Rudd. So it was it's good to choose. If it's not a sequential kind of series like The Expanse, for example, it's a good idea to choose episodes strategically that are going to best showcase or provide something with a certain amount of accessibility to a show. Because, for example, my pitch of Penny Dreadful drastically bombed with my co-hosts. So it happens. It happens. You pitch something and you bomb.
I mean, not everything's for everybody, right?
Yep.
Right. And we're not necessarily pitching here. We're just saying what we're watching. But sometimes I feel it's like a pitch sometimes, because sometimes Doug's like, y'all should really watch this, or I say y'all should really watch this, but it's not technically a pitch though. But I just love that y'all cover it seems like y'all cover most of the streaming, if not all of them, and that's part of the downfall to all this is that which ones you have. Because I don't have Hulu, and I ain't trying to get Hulu, Doug. I'm just not. I'm at. Everybody. All right, is everybody at their limit? Yeah,
just like glassware. You can't get all the streaming services.
Right.
Got to catch them all.
So are y'all at your limit for streaming services? Meaning, at this point, you're not doing it, or the significant others like no, or are we at that point with all y'all, or? I'm the person at this point who's saying no, because but like I pitched to my family Discovery Plus, and they were just like no, and then then I came back like 2 weeks later, and I'm like, did anybody think about Discovery Plus because it's on sale or something? Because it was, and they were just like
no.
And I don't know about y'all families, but I guess my teenagers are getting a little bit older, but generally, even still, they don't like to tell me no. It's not a thing that they like to say to me. So, I can read into it when they want to say no, if that makes sense. And I can, when it's silence and nothing is said, that's basically they don't agree. And it's fine. It's fine. It's cool. I'm not expecting you to agree with me. I don't want it. But, Discovery Plus got a no. Hulu, no. And I pushed through HBO Max because they were like, you know what I mean? So then, but the funny thing about it is, and I'll let one of y'all jump in after me, but the funny thing is, I said, okay, so which one, if we could get rid of any, which will we get rid of? And I get nothing. So then, so I think we're at our limit. There's a fine line there. And what do y'all think? What do you got, Lauren?
What's the number though? How many do you have?
I have them all but Hulu, Discovery Plus. I don't count AMC Plus and shit like that yet. Even though again it's a thing. I just don't to me, I have all the big ones but Hulu and Discovery Plus. I even have ESPN Plus for soccer. So it doesn't end. It doesn't end. Doug, where are you at with this? Have y'all reached the pinnacle?
Unironically, Discovery Plus is the thing that gets played most in our house, and right. and I will tell you why, because
I tried
because House Hunters is on it, and House Hunters is the ultimate put it on and don't pay attention to it show.
I miss that about OG TV is the half watching.
Yeah, and that's what I do with House Hunters, and they have all the seasons. They even have one that is the beginning of House Hunters, the origins, when they didn't even have the internet. They were searching it in newspapers. It was fascinating to watch because they showed your kids and they're like, "What do you mean?" And you drive around neighborhoods looking for flyers to see if you want to buy it, and they're just like what? And I'm like, yeah, they didn't have the internet to go look for stuff. And so that one actually we use a lot, and through my cell phone provider, I get that for $7 a month. So that's not a bad deal. But
Paramount. I got Peacock.
I don't have Paramount.
I got HBO Plus, Netflix, Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, the one we do that is like as close as we get without having cable is Sling, because you can get like all the
Right.
basic cable channels for for 20 something bucks a month. But then that way, but that way you don't get
TV.
and that way you don't get like 50 hunting channels, which I'm never going to watch. Like, so yeah,
You never know. Maybe
YouTube TV.
I don't have a gun, let alone many guns, to necessitate an entire gun rack.
Yeah,
That's a deep cut from Wayne's World out there for everyone.
I caught that. Me of all people got it. I'm very impressed with myself for a minute. I'm terrible at seeing movies, and I recognize that.
Maybe you need more Sorrel. Go get some Sorrel. You'll be fine.
There you go.
Oh, Jerry's just got 2.
Right. Right. Amazon Prime. So I have Amazon Prime, but that's because we've had Amazon Prime just for the shipping and all the Amazon BS that unfortunately we are caught in.
And price is going up.
Right. And price is going up. Ridiculous, but whatever. Anyway, I guess I'm not gonna get stuck on Mr. Dick Rockets. That's fine. But, Jackie Summers, another Jackie Summers shout out, because he brought the Dick Rockets to the stream. What's up?
That's true.
What's up, Doug?
So just to Mr. Dick Rockets, do you hear the latest thing where he wants to drive his super luxury yacht into and
that's why I said
is it Amsterdam? Is it in Amsterdam?
Yeah, I think yeah.
And they're
Belgium or something. Yeah,
removing a bridge, right?
They're removing a bridge so we can put it through and then putting it back together after the fact. And I'm like, fuck that guy. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck that guy. But I every time I think of him, I want to think of his ex-wife, who gives all of her money to charity.
Yeah.
And she does it. She doesn't brag about it. She doesn't give to big. I read something on Twitter. She doesn't give to big like the national like the Smithsonian.
Right.
Yeah, she doesn't give to big nonprofits. She gives to small local nonprofits that I almost feel like she spends her whole day giving away money. Because she looks up, Lauren, like these hyper local nonprofits that actually need money, not the Smithsonian, not the National Archives. Again, if y'all want to, it's cool. People give money to that, but they don't really need money. Those people, like the grassroots nonprofits, people working it out of their basement, with no pay, no staff. Those are the people that need your money doing good work. She gives money. She continues to give. So she's like almost kind of the antithesis of him, but
it's not about her. It's not about her name on a plaque,
It's not at all. She's fucking great. I love her. I forget her name, and then I forget her name because she doesn't want us to know her name. She just wants to give. So she's the opposite of him, and that's good. That's why Doug. That's what's like. I'm not even trying to get into Mr.
Sorry, I heard that. I was just like,
right.
So I am just.
He's very triggering, and he should be, in my opinion, because he's a. Well, yeah. So anyway, back to what Jerry was saying.
He made all my Doge tank, man. Sorry.
Yeah. He So Amazon Prime and YouTube TV, and everything else is passwords. I get that. And what I like about YouTube TV is that you can switch the menu of your on-screen menu, Lauren. So there are things like Fox News that I can just completely click off, never see, not have in my menu, and we just do that. So then, like when it shows up in the order we want, so we can put like our sports things up top, all that. It's really nice. I like it. The one I don't like at all, but we get because the lady's a big soccer head, is Peacock. I'm not a fan of Peacock at all. One, if I'm paying you as a streaming service, I don't want to see commercials. Am I wrong for that? Y'all tell me.
Isn't that one free, or is there a paid part of it?
Well, to get to see the soccer, I think you have to have a paid subscription.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Now,
some of it's free, some of it's not, though. So
when I use Sling, there are commercials, but you could pay for like a premium version, but I'm not paying for that. That's like.
So Sling is free.
Sling is not free. You pay for the subscription, but you also get commercials, but they're not like
Gotcha.
they're not as much as in like
Gotcha.
regular cable. So,
Right.
It's not like, I mean, there's some streaming services that have literally, 6 to 8 commercials that run, and then it gets kind of grinding because you're like, okay, I'm used to my 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes of commercial break, but when you get to like 2.5, 3 minutes, okay, now you're pushing me a little bit.
And I hate when they do the same, you see the same commercials over.
Lauren,
give me. I don't mind the commercials, but give me not the same. Give me something different.
Give me. I don't want to. I don't want to see that Cricket Wireless commercial 6 times in a row. Please.
No. It's like it's also really frustrating me as I'm a weirdo who I don't love commercials, but I am a person who will watch commercials. Like some people mute it or whatever. I'm used to just TV in the background growing up anyway. And so that's the half watch. And I'm like, oh, what's this commercial about? And I'm going to judge it. And this is well done or this is stupid or whatever. And most of the time, the commercials that get played over and over and over are terrible. And I can repeat all of it except for I still don't know what it's for, but I can repeat the rest of all of the words, and then it's I don't know, it's some insurance. I don't know.
They got you.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
I don't remember the important part.
Right. Well, but I tell my kids if you're repeating and singing that song, they got you. So I'm just letting you know that.
This is a perfect transition because one of the things I wanted to announce here, this is exclusive to Brothers and Booze right now.
Breaking news
for Watch OK, please. We are now accepting table reads of any ad you want to put on for free. So, whatever you want to promote, whatever you want to talk about, basically, just send us a 30-second or a 45 or 60-second read, and we're gonna put it on air. I mean, and we may put our own kind of twist on it, obviously, but the idea is that I think that one of the things that we're out here doing content, but there's so much out there that's that people need to know about and whatnot. And again, if we can take our fledgling little audience that is listening to us, and I'm saying hi to you people in Moldova right now. I don't know why you're listening, but thank you. But yeah, so I think that that we want to put this out there. So in addition to our normal pitch that we have, again, if you're out in the ether, you want to make a pitch to us, we will put it on the show. Again, even if 2 out of the 3 of us have seen it, we will take it. Because this way we can really kind of get down and put in what the people want. We may have something that's completely off the beaten path that we don't like. And that's why we're doing this, because we figure out with all these interactions we get more input, more fresh content, and we want people to be involved in this kind of thing, because I think we're just none of us went to film school. This is a joke out there for some people. It might get this out in the YouTube ether or whatnot. But yeah, we didn't go to film school, per se, and so we are just 3 Joes, if you will, just talking about content. So
sweet.
Yeah, Greg, that opens the door for us for Brothers and Booze after hours.
Right.
Oh, the whisper.
Well, we can also think about this. We might need to start the OnlyFans page, for all the dessert topics we want to talk about. And I need to hire. Once we have enough money, we have all the money to Manny to be a spokesperson for that.
Yeah.
Definitely a hype man, a specific niche hype man for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Manny. Oh my gosh. Yes, I can't. I would. That's got to happen.
Right. So this is interesting.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manny's gonna tell on Jerry for I'm surprised that Netflix was talking about doing that, shutting people sharing down, but they haven't done it. They keep talking. It's really interesting. I'm not saying you do what y'all want,
right? Yeah, but here's the thing. At a certain point, basically, if some people are using the account and you lose track of which, like say you're on a 5-season show, right, and you have no idea what episode you're up to, it'll get annoying to a point where like, okay, I can't take this anymore. I'll just get my own account. I think that they're thinking about these types of people that are going to be people that don't have the patience to deal with an account that's being shared by 15 people. They're not going to deal with that anymore. Is what I think.
That is a pain in the ass where like you're trying to watch a show and somebody else in your family's watching it and they're like 3 episodes ahead and you're like, God damn it, now I gotta
go. Yeah. So there are a handful of streaming services that the three of us don't have, for the record, and that's kind of challenging because there's a bunch of shows. Ooh, look at that!
What did you pour, Greg?
The rest.
Fantasy Factory. Carbon 4.
Anyway,
go on, Dan. I'm sorry.
No. I got distracted by the can. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I got always do this.
Once again, I got distracted by the cans and not the cans of beer. Not the. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, pre-production joke. Speaking of cans, I went on to the Apres Winter Ale from Torch and Crown. 6.8%. It's kind of like it's kind of like reminiscent of kind of a lighter like red ale, if you will, in some ways. It's got a nice copper kind of undertone here, but it's got kind of your winter ale without blowing your face off with winter spices kind of thing. So it's like you had a base beer without all those extra crazy spices. That's what this is. I'm coming again. I don't ski, but if I was skiing, I'd come off the ski slopes and I would want to drink like 2 of these right off the slopes.
Nice.
I mean,
nice.
It snows where you live. Could you just like walk outside, walk back inside? It's basically the same.
Yeah.
Right now, there's just black ice all over the sidewalks.
Okay, maybe not that.
Right. So y'all saw.
Is there? Can I ask a question? There has to be a more appropriate term for that's got to exist in the ether now. Because
for what?
For black ice. I mean, because I feel like that that there should be a better term for that.
I don't know it at this point, but I also don't live where that exists, and I don't have it in my everyday vocabulary.
You're lucky.
So if anyone out there has an idea, I want to know about it. I'm going to start using it.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. And is it better than white ice?
See, white ice. White ice is the kind of ice that kind of gets onto your shoes, complains about being on your shoes, and then asks for the manager.
True. All right.
Doug, are you following me?
Doug, do you have a second one?
Yeah, I was saying you have a second here.
Yeah. We're in the dad joke portion of the show.
It's so early too. I'm shocked.
Yes, Dragon's Milk.
Oh, shit!
What's that one?
I'm trying to get it to focus. It is a rye barrel aged stout with cinnamon, toasted chilies, and vanilla extract.
Oof.
So I will grab every Dragon's Milk.
Is that a new one? Is that a new one?
Yeah,
that was that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. That's exciting, man.
I never see them.
Nice,
Aaron.
Yes. This is a cold call. Sorry.
Oh God, that one I also recognize that ad.
Fucking nay! Don't put that in my brain.
And speaking of glasses, that was an excellent glass you have, Doug.
Yeah.
Show that glass again. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So you gotta have one of those, Lauren.
Thank you, Jeff, or I think it was Jeff or Jerry. One of them posted the link way back when, and I got a pair. One for me, one for my dad. So
Jeff or Jerry, I think you're right. Yeah.
Oh, don't bring this up, Chris. That's not a good subject on this stream.
Actually, yeah. It's
So this beer, if I may, real quick. Yeah, there you go. Release the dragons, man. He goes.
Yes.
So you get the
Draconis
in the front, yeah. So
anyway, Doug, what's going on?
So cinnamon chili are super prevalent on the nose. Cinnamon especially.
Oh wow. The cinnamon jump ship from Lauren's beer went to Doug's beer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
So this one you get oddly, the bourbon barrel aging is like really low grade because of all the other flavors. So it's cinnamon's first, and a little bit vanilla, and then the chili comes in at the end. But it's not like I'm not a chili beer person, so yeah, that actually hits really nice. It's got a nice zing, but not like just killing your palate kind of deal.
I mean, I feel like for all the ones you've had, everyone is here has had on the show. I think that New Holland does show a good degree of restraint with some of the more potent ingredients, which is great. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Dragon's Milk's always on point, and it's on point again, there, Doug.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, it's definitely more of a winter beer because of the chilies and the cinnamon and all that. And the vanilla is actually a little bit muted. And honestly, the amazing thing is like you always get that the bourbon barrel aging flavor out of Dragon's Milk, but it's never overdone. This you don't hardly get it at all because of the cinnamon and the chili kind of ride over that.
Damn, Lauren, what's going on?
What do you got?
I also have another. So I actually don't know how I acquired this beverage, but it is a Guilty Pleasures maple pecan pie. That direction. Oh gosh, brown ale.
Oh, brown ale. I have brown ale on deck too.
Twinning. But yeah, so I have never had anything from them before or this beverage. I poured it. It pours very lovely. I love me a dark beer.
Ooh, that was nice.
It is.
I like your glass too. That's cool.
Thank you. I got this from a food festival, not beer. But that was then. Beer glasses next. This is. I get for its. I know it's a brown ale, but for it saying maple pecan pie, I feel like I get like closer to like cola, like not as sweet, but like more cola-y than like brown sugary is what I think of when I hear like maple pecan pie, like that caramelized thing. Again, tasty, different than I expected, but also tasty.
Well, nice.
Yeah, I'd love to know like the date if there is a date on the bottom of the can.
It's
kind of hard to see, yeah. But
and I was like, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, later, yeah.
Pecan pie is very sweet. Is it very sweet?
No, like that's the thing. Is like it has like a cola. It's like not a syrupy cola, but there's like a cola vibe versus other things. But it's like not sugary, which is confusing to me. Just again, based off of what I'm reading and then expecting. Date TBD. No, sure.
If there a fellow like other people have studied besides Greg in the chat here that know. I mean, if you put like a decent amount of maple syrup in, how much of that is going to be eaten by your yeast if it's overactive, and it would kind of create these cola or related esters from that. If that was the case, that'd be my question. Because again, there's actually maple in the beer that I'm having next, the brand I'm having next as well. So I'm interested to see how that compares with what Lauren's having.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Callisto. It sounds like I think she's a fan of our stream here. I think she says.
Cool. Yeah, no, she. So for the record, she mentioned to me earlier on the Discord, and yeah, she went ahead and watched previous episode or two of Brothers and Booze, my appearance from last year, and then also I think one or two other ones possibly as well. And so yeah, she's like, she likes the fact that she's like, oh well, I don't drink beer, so I'm gonna have a lot to talk about on the show, listen on the show. But because again, this is one of the things that I love about the show is that the people you bring on are just so incredibly engaging and lovely people across the board, and I learn so much from everyone who comes on the show. And like I mean, and guest hosts, guests, everybody, and there are lots of people that I learn from all the time. And so again, she listens like 2 or 3 at most, and she already came up with that kind of magic formula that is here. So so it's I think kudos, pats on the back to everyone here, for doing your thing.
Well, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for you being one of those people, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
So pecan or pecan?
What did I say? I think I say.
Oh, pecan. I get it wrong all the time. I say pecan.
I say pecan. Pecan.
pecan. I think I say pecan.
Oh,
I don't.
so look, Doug's already stated his thing.
Pecan.
Wait,
So-
Daniel, what do you say?
I think it's. I say pecan pie.
Oh, it varies when you.
But I'm remembering Bull and Bush out in Colorado. They did a beer called the Wrath of Pecan, which was like one.
So there's a specific.
Because it's Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
So the Wrath of Pecan is.
There's a correct way to say that. At least
I mean, that's how they interpreted it. But again, I think if you're from, say, in actual pecan country, if you ask someone from like Abita, the brewery out, they're going to give you a much different answer than someone say out in Idaho, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Right.
But it sounds like none of us say it the same. So everybody wins.
It's the latest rendition of the Seven Up Pissin'.
Oh my God.
Anyway, just so y'all know, we don't delve into personal things here that much, but I don't think it's a big secret that Daniel is a married man, and he has kids, and family man, all that. But Daniel, you have recently broken up with something.
That's true. That is 100% true.
You have called it quits.
Yes.
So tell everybody about that. I read about it today.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell everybody.
Yeah. So for those of you who know me a little bit of my past, once upon a time, I used to work for an offenier. An offenier, for those of you who don't know, is an ager of cheese. So this is a kind of a very French kind of concept, basically. But is to age cheese to its peak ripeness, so it tastes better than it ever has tasted. So that's just a quintessential example of how much cheese has played a role in my life in a lot of different ways. That being said, I had a really horrible event, and my blog post kind of goes into this, but I've had to say adios to lactose. So it first started, unfortunately, with some amazing lactose-based beers that are nationally appreciated. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to mention the brewery just because I don't want to have them associated with the fact of my issue here. But I had just tastes of a couple of different beers. I had a sour IPA with lactose, and I had an imperial stout with lactose, and a bourbon barrel aged version of it as well. And just having approximately 8, 4, and 4 ounces of each one, plus samples of cheese bait, even with taking lactate pills for everything. It basically, long story short, just did a number on me.
Did not work out.
Yeah. So, again, it's I don't know what it is. Again, how it happened, but long story short, yeah, I've had to say goodbye to that because it's the only thing. And I by eliminating lactose out of my diet by itself, I've reduced my symptoms by over 60%. I would say. And so, yeah, it sucks because I love cheeseburgers. I love cheesesteaks. I love artisan cheese. I love, half a dozen. I love mac and cheese. I love a pizza. I mean, so it's like, yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, again, it's hard enough, when you're getting older. I mean, we all, again, everyone who, reaches a certain age, you're like, okay, well, your doctor's like, oh, maybe you should think about cutting some of this stuff out or this stuff out or this stuff out. But it's like, again, it's a give and take. So, I mean, for me, it's like, I'm not going to give up beer. I'm not going to give that up yet until I get to the point where I have to. But here it was like, I got to a point basically where I literally cannot go day to day. And there was a point basically where I was barely eating like almost anything because I was scared that something I might eat might set me off. And like, no one should live like that. And I mean, again, I feel bad because like, how am I ever supposed to, do a cereal bowl share with Manny now? I'm gonna have to. I have to use. I have to use I have to use another. I have to make sure there's other milk on premises for that now. So it's like, I have that's my option here. So I came up with this. For those of you who don't know what the chemical formula of lactose is, there it is, as part of the graphic I did. But yeah, so I kind of it's again I've been thinking about writing this post since early December, because I basically didn't drink for a couple weeks because of this. Because I was that wrecked.
It was so like food consumption, beverage trauma is a very real like everything pause. Nope, that's not. I can't do that.
Yeah. So that's how this came out, and pun intended. Sorry.
You did that. That you brought that here.
It just again. Unfortunately, the I feel like there is a gene that dads get activated when they do this, and I just feel like this happens
brain,
all the time.
Engage.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, but this is it's been hard, honestly. It's like I'm still. I mean, part of me, I've been coming to grips with this now since, like I said, early December, and I'm still not 100% sure as to how, why, again, and I'm still not 100% there yet. Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, that's high praise, man. I mean, I'm not anywhere near the level of a designer that Jonathan is. So, I mean, that's high praise, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna give all the credit to Pixelmator Pro, because that's the application that I use to do it. So I'm gonna give all the credit to the program, because my wife has all the aesthetic sense in in the family here. So for those of you who don't know, my wife is an administrator of an art gallery here in Chelsea, in New York. So again, and you have, if anyone actually has disposable income out there, feel free to hit her up. They've got some amazing artists, contemporary realist artists. So things and people that look like things and people is what we like to call it, because no one really knows what contemporary realist actually means in most cases. So, but so she has all the aesthetic chops in the family, in my opinion. I mean, because I wear t-shirts, and I wear speaking of t-shirts, nerdy t-shirts, I have a nerdy t-shirt here. Yeah, it actually has a whole right up on the bottom. So let me see if I get it here. Quality regeneration here. So for all you all the Whovians out there, that's my shout out to you. But so she's got more of the aesthetics than me. But thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate that. Yeah. JHG is the man. Yeah. Those you don't know, if you don't follow him.
Yeah. I'm on the bus with you with the no pizza thing, because
I'm sorry, what?
Have a heart attack. You can't have super high sodium foods. And guess what has a shit ton of sodium in it? Pizza.
I'm so sad for you all, but I will eat your pizza for you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
But when you were talking about
as long as I feel like there's I need Sally Struthers to come on here and say, pizza is a terrible thing to waste. I'm just imagining that now.
But your comment about food trauma, and it's funny because after I got out of the hospital and had all the stuff, and I was terrified to eat anything. Mm-hmm. It's really weird, because I'm what
made it do its
what
thing?
Made it do it and it wasn't any one thing. It was 50 years of eating like a raccoon out of a trash can, and having genetically narrow arteries. The combination, that's not great.
No.
So I've been I've not eliminated red meat, but pretty much almost never eat it now. There's things I can have cheese, but it's got to be in limited doses, because cheese has a lot of sodium in it.
True.
It's I've actually ramped my alcohol consumption way back, because I'm just trying to get a handle on everything. But there's this really weird thing of I even have put one thing in the Dad Bloggers group, talking about the panic I had every time I had to take my blood pressure. But there's a weird thing of just what am I eating? Is this gonna push me to the wrong end? It's just a weird mind game. So yeah, I get I get that thought process, Dan. I do, because that'd be how I would do it.
Oh wow, amaretto. Wow.
That's a specific. I
That's
feel like most
very-
people have like the tequila or whatever, but like that is specific.
Yeah.
But again,
Jägermeister.
okay, yeah, that is another one. There.
Yeah.
Everyone has a story, right?
So unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with Din Djarin at the moment. This is not the way. Sorry.
I will like food trauma is real though. I will say that in the most like real and like joking but real sense, I'm so sorry for your loss of dairy because it's so tasty.
Okay, and again, I mean, I'm still exploring what's happening right now. I
start from zero though, right? Like and build back.
Right. So again, and everyone tells you again as a man in his 40s, as they say, you
absolutely
focus on eating, salads and fruit and whole grains and all this kind of stuff. And then again, for the record, I just between yesterday and today, I started following what people call a low residue diet because I'm just doing I'm doing tests at this point because I have no idea. I have no idea what I am and I'm not affected by. And just by shifting my diet to this, I had an additional reduction in my symptoms by not having the things that a nutritionist told me that I should be having. Again, if I was getting real regulated sleep, which I'm not, unfortunately, if I was going to the gym regularly, which I'm not, unfortunately, there you go. There you go.
Consistency.
Manny's got it right. Yeah, Manny's consistent. He is here all the time.
He knows what's causing problems if it's going to cause a problem. It's only that.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So that's I've shifted this diet now, and I'm going to see where it takes me. There's a lot of information out there about FODMAP and all this other kind of stuff. I'm gonna do my can, research the hell out of everything. I'm gonna test what I can, within reason, obviously, and see where it takes me, honestly. Because I think that at this point, I know what I'm. There's certain things for me that are not negotiable at the moment, and if I can't give up everything, I already gone through. One or two other diet major shifts. I give up coffee almost entirely a number of years ago because of my silent reflux that was causing chronic sinusitis, for example.
That's
I still
a
have
lot
coffee.
Of words
Yeah,
I believe to be bad things.
Yeah, well, I gave all that up, but again, I'm kind of on the, I'm not on Joel's train right now. Joel, if Joel had to give up coffee, I think he would combust. I think, our friend of the show, I think he would combust if he had to give up coffee.
Him and maybe JHG.
Yeah. I think the two of them would combust if they had to give up. But I still have it from time to time. Every once in a while, I have to have. Yeah, exactly. No, but every once in a while, again, I have cravings.
Okay.
Again, if it's a specific type of blend, if it's a if it's drip, if it's a French press or something like that, specific. Again, sometimes I can't resist, because I wasn't about the caffeine. It was about the taste for me. It's about the smell. It was it's everything about that is intoxicating to me.
Okay, I have a tangent question.
There you go, Chris.
Don't relate as much because I relate to the lactose. I am lactose intolerant. I buy Costco packs of lactates because I want ice cream and pizza and cheese and all the things because it's very tasty and whatever Asian evolution things. But I have a harder time relating to the coffee thing just because I don't dislike coffee, but I don't drink coffee. Like for caffeine or flavor, whatever. It's like I like coffee flavored things, but I don't drink coffee. However, I'm saying this from not being a coffee person, so please don't hate me. I feel like there's a lot of coffee substitute things that are happening now that are like mushroom based and otherwise. And I don't know if any of y'all have had any of those or have thoughts because it feels not the same, but I also have no reference. Have you heard of those?
Greg, Doug, you had any of those?
My wife has had mushroom additive that she puts in coffee sometimes.
Oh,
but
not so super like.
No, not there's like mushroom coffee you can buy.
Yes,
that I have never had. I've actually done a thing. Sorry.
I mean,
Go on.
9.
Well, part of my thing of trying to regulate my blood pressure is caffeine is a big pusher of blood pressure. So I actually switched to decaf. And that actually, caffeine never really did anything for me to like wake me up or pep me up. I just always like to take the coffee. So the decaf has actually worked really well for me, which is interesting. So, yeah.
I mean, I find that I've had, a Trader Joe's decaf coffee, and it's actually not bad at all.
Okay.
It's a medium roast. It's not 100% off-putting. If I were to blind taste it, would I say it's decaf? I might not, but I think a defining palate might. They might be able to tell that it's decaf from taste, but I couldn't. So
I feel like I want a coffee, like a Yelp for coffee drinkers specifically who are rating non-caffeinated coffee, because it's not 100% not terrible. Like that sort of ringing endorsement feels very meaningful to coffee drinkers, but sounds ridiculous from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
like,
I can see that.
I completely believe this too. I completely believe that. So while we're on food trauma, Doug wanted us to see a different kind of food trauma. Golden Corral, right, Doug?
Yep. Wait for the chair.
Really? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
That's a high chair. That's definitely a high chair.
What's the problem here? Doug, what is the problem here?
They were fighting over the last piece of steak on the buffet. I shit you not. That was the reason to fight for that.
All I wanted was some steak.
This is the biggest mistake that was ever made.
Dad brain engage.
Dan.
I hurt.
Dan?
That was the biggest
Excuse
mistake.
me, Sir Loin. Sorry.
Why was it the biggest mistake ever? What's going on, Dan?
They shouldn't have skirt steak the issue. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, when you're if you're fighting over that, you really need to break out of your shell, steak, and really, I don't know.
I don't.
They should have golden corralled all those people at the station, is what I would say. So.
Oh my god! And the thing is, you saw they were throwing like kid chairs,
high chairs.
Yeah,
right.
That's what they were flinging
That
around.
was definitely
Right.
the first one. I was like, wow, okay. Someone was like, I need to remove my child and use this as a weapon.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, okay, first of all, I love food. I do. I don't see a situation where I'd be throwing furniture related to a situation with food or lack thereof food. And I feel like this was such a missed opportunity for a real life food fight rather than furniture.
Yes.
Like, if you're gonna have a food issue in a situation, like, can we use the food? We all wanted that as kids, didn't we?
I know it's Black History Month, but there were a lot of Black people there. And like, one of the funny things that we have, like the lady and I, disclaimer, who is white, very white. We have these jokes where we're like, hey, that's some white people shit. Or hey, that's some Black people shit. That was some Black people shit. And what the fuck were y'all doing over some, like Jerry, Black person said it too, some C-grade steak. This wasn't even like Ruth Chris, who like has a higher standard. I'm not saying it's great there. I'm just saying they have a higher standard of steak.
Much higher standard than that.
Right.
Higher standard than Golden Corral?
Also, why are you there taping it? I would have been out.
I mean, when they start throwing high chairs.
Right.
Yes.
Like,
and
Lauren,
tables?
it doesn't take long for one of those chairs to come right at you. I am out. Y'all want to clown around and get all angry. I am out. And then he's commentating. Oh shit. Like
did the people who are participating here, did they not play dodgeball? Do they like not know what it's like to get hit with something?
Yeah.
Like, this is a solid table with like metal legs.
Right. Jerry, I'm not saying.
But Jerry, if you could dodge a high chair, then you could dodge a dodgeball.
Right. And Jerry, I'm not.
If you can dodge a high chair, you can dodge a steak.
Right. And Jerry, I'm not saying that there weren't white people. There were. It just seemed to me when I looked at it, like it just felt to me that there was predominantly Black people. Like, so, like, again, I'm not. Again, I was just generalizing because I saw it and I thought it was hilarious.
Jerry was 100% right. There was a blended bunch of people. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just like, man, there's too many Black people in here throwing these chairs. Come on now. Like, let's go. What are we doing? But it's not a Black or white thing, but it just jumped off at me. I just saw it and I just thought it was funny.
I feel like somebody started throwing chairs and like, oh, this is my unique opportunity to throw a chair and not get away with it.
I will never be able to have this opportunity again.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Except for next time they run out of steak.
It's Golden Corral. It's not anything to throw chairs over. Like, we're back to that. Like,
also, those people at Golden Corral did not get paid enough to stand there and break that shit up either.
No.
Those people.
Like the woman who's like, hey, I'm like putting the table down. Like, oh my God. That had a lot of velocity. That woman.
Yo, stop it.
That woman, the table, oh my gosh.
Like, I feel bad for those folks that work there. I
Seriously.
really do.
Like, I would have just, honestly, I'd give them all the day off the next day and just close down the restaurant if I could.
Yeah. And like this, Doug and I talk about this too. Like, we're way past that point in this pandemic. But again, there's a point to where we were all at home. No one was communicating or like generalizing and like getting together. I think we lost something in those months where, again, we couldn't go out and like socialize and be around each other. And then this is what we get when we return to normal. I'm good with curbside. Does the Golden Corral, do they do the buffet curbside where I can like come home?
You don't want that
food,
curbside,
and then come back. I don't know. Look, listen, Golden Corral, whatever. Y'all need to keep doing curbside because y'all are scaring me. You're scaring me. And it's not even about the virus anymore. It's not even about that. Like, us getting all back together and social. And I know this stuff was happening pre-pandemic. I got it. But like, it just feels like it's more now. Well, and it just scares me more. Like, we're all like, some of us are tiptoeing back in, Daniel. Like, we're not like running back to restaurants. We're all like, kind of like, oh, is it cool to go back to the restaurant? Okay, I'll go back. You know what I mean, Lauren? Like, we're almost cautious to go back Then you go back and then you get a chair thrown at you. You get a high chair whizzing by your head. You get somebody screaming about some fucking, thank you, sea-level steak. Yes, Ben Salem. I grew up there. Doug sent that to me. He's like, hey, you coming home? And I'm like, first of all, that shit's not my home anymore.
I call the Corral. That's where I spent most of my days.
I will never live there again. It's my place of origin. Well, yes, Lauren. Absolutely. This will be the number one cited. I'm never going to live in Eastern Pennsylvania again because of that Golden Corral incident. Right. Golden Corral. And y'all want to talk about food trauma.
I mean that yeah.
See, like the food fight from Animal House is like so wholesome comparatively.
Right. And Lauren, were you the one that said
it?
Lauren, were you the one that said it? Food fight. Whatever happened to a good food fight?
Because I've only seen them in media. I, since childhood, would have loved to participate in a food fight, but the opportunity is not there. So part of me is like, why are we not throwing like mashed potatoes and spaghetti instead of tables?
Well, again,
right.
You know, it's the only opportunity to make coleslaw.
Wow, you're like firing on all cylinders this evening.
Yes!
Also,
they do throw food at you at curbside. They do.
True.
Yeah, and also the idea that throwing mashed potatoes or spaghetti, I think you can pick better objects to throw out of a buffet.
Sorry.
Like,
what is the best food object to like? Not like an apple, but like a made food.
It's a meatball. How is it not a meatball?
It's a meatball.
Right, that's fair.
That's fair.
How about old school pies? Remember the Three Stooges pies?
Oh, like a cream, like a
banana cream
pie.
Because it needs to be heavy enough, but like splat.
Right.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I feel like we need to bring in like so they have they bring in people like Dexter, a blood dispersing expert. We'll have a gravy dispersing expert at the scene here now. So make sure you're aware.
We need the forensic.
This person got hit by gravy. This person got hit by gravy in their patella, and therefore they slipped on the floor after that.
But like with the velocity and the viscosity of said gravy, they slid thus far. And this was the origin.
Okay.
What we should do is just send a whole bunch of kangaroos in on them.
Yes.
I'm sorry. What?
Hey, don't mess with those motherfuckers.
No, you shouldn't have done that, man.
Right.
Don't fuck with them.
Right.
Have you seen the like musculature of some kangaroos?
Yeah.
Look at this kangaroo.
Okay, I have a.
Damn.
Again.
Okay, what is that? Is that noise a human or is that the kangaroo?
I couldn't figure that out. Y'all want to hear it
again?
again?
You heard what I'm talking about, though. It's
one more time.
Is that a kangaroo noise?
That grunting
sounds like kangaroo.
Yeah, that grunting is a kangaroo.
That's the kangaroo.
Did not know what sounds kangaroos made before this evening.
So we should get some kangaroo boxers at the Golden Corral. Or bouncers. Sorry. And just have them there.
They're also bouncers.
Right. Right.
Oh.
They would have disposed of those people in 2 seconds, man. Look, he's boxing. He's not fucking around.
Yeah. Bob and weave, man. Bob and weave.
Listen,
is he trying to beat him with a golf club?
Y'all ever play golf and those people are going too fucking slow? Send the fucking kangaroos. Dog.
Okay, one of my jobs in high school was at a golf course, and sometimes we had to go rescue the people who chose to walk versus take a cart, and sometimes the walkers would get stranded when it started to rain, and we had to go rescue them.
Right.
Because they're too slow.
Yes, and then the bouncers get too old, and you can use them for more meat. Right. Right. Checking IDs at Golden Corral. Yes.
Ugh.
Did he swing? He swung on a kangaroo. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that was out of fear. I don't think
That's
you would
I
do
mean,
that.
what
Right.
happened?
That's
Is
a
that-
growling kangaroo. I learned something new. Yes,
I'm
it was a
curious
growling
if
kangaroo.
if the
Yes.
kangaroo, is this just like in Australia or somewhere where there happen to be kangaroos nearby? Did this like provoke the kangaroo? What brought on this?
I don't know.
incident?
It's Doug's favorite social media place, TikTok. So who knows?
Kangaroo sounds scary. If I heard that in the
no.
night, one, I would not think that it was a kangaroo, and two, I would be very concerned.
Well, never ever hear what a fox sounds like, because you'll shit your pants.
They sound like screaming humans, don't they?
Yes, they sound like screeching humans when they're yelling. It's terrifying.
I have a friend who had that happen where they were at home, like growing up sometime, and their parents were not home, and they heard that, and they like called the police station being like, I feel like someone's getting murdered outside of my house.
Yeah, just foxes.
Man, and golfers have to worry about them damn geese and ducks too. They chase you.
Geese are terrifying. They're
Those
also
things
gigantic.
chase your fucking ass too.
They're dicks.
But
they're dicks.
Right. Oh, even oh shit.
It is spreading to the animal kingdom.
Yeah. Y'all, so real quick, this guy is trying to do something here. Let's see if he succeeds.
Even move this big son of a bitch.
Is it a Let me hike up the pants.
Yeah,
get
no
a belt.
belt. No belt is what
Put a
it is.
tire.
Damn!
Damn!
Oh my god, he's wearing Crocs.
Instant regret.
Yeah, Crocs aren't.
That is not the traction fitness shoe of choice.
So
no.
I would have gone. If I was there, I would like to say, man, you shouldn't have tried to do that. You're just way too tired.
No.
And then I could say emotional damage. Sorry,
Hey,
TikTok reference there for
Yeah. Did you ever see the origin video to the emotional damage thing about how that guy came to it?
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
It is amazing.
I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that reference later. Please.
Oh my gosh, Lauren, you need to see that. You need to see that.
Yeah, I actually send Lauren TikToks when I'm like just cruising and just
yes.
What the fuck
I
is
send
this?
I send my co-host TikToks like literally like every waking hour as soon as I see them. And
Doug loves to send them.
There's this one TikToker that I love. Tom Cardy. For those of you out there, Tom Cardy, Cardy, go watch his stuff. He's hilarious.
Singer, songwriter.
He's a musician, but he like does like inane little things. So he did one.
Who he is.
You seen him?
I have avoided TikTok thus far, but it's because I have Doug to like feed me the good stuff, and then I don't have to like go there because I've been told by everyone like it's amazing. Don't get on it.
Yes,
but Tom Cardy, I think I saw at some point, or either a YouTube or one of those, and I think I've seen some. There's some quality.
Oh yes, Manny, you my man. You my man, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so there's this one that there's two things that I remember really distinctly from him. One is he had a collaboration. He had a female singer on that was going to be singing 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton.
Okay.
And they do a very hilarious interpretation of that beginning of that song. But I'll leave it at that because you have to see it to believe it.
Find it.
But my personal favorite is he's asking. So he has a roommate that's asking where his keys are, and he waits for just the right moment to ask him if he's checked this very specific place in and around his posterior. And that song is just magical on so many levels.
I have not seen either of those, but I will say I believe that I'm familiar with him, and he makes very catchy tunes.
Yes,
they're so catchy.
That's the thing. That's the thing with TikTok. It's. I feel like I could watch so much more content for the podcast if I wasn't watching TikTok.
Right.
Legit. I mean, I'm sorry. It's
You just watch one
Doug's a
gateway
TikTok
video.
pusher. Absolutely, Doug is a TikTok pusher. Facts.
I stopped sending to you, Greg, because you were like, "I'm not getting on TikTok." I'm like, "Okay, fine." I stopped sending them.
I don't even click. The link
Fuck
has
you,
to play.
Greg. Fuck you.
The link has to play. And look, that is. I know. This isn't going to be nice, or y'all ain't going to agree with me, but this is the one thing I agree with our former president on: is TikTok should be fucking banned and fucking gotten rid of. But that's just me. I'm cool with that.
Again.
And the only reason or we're gonna say, Dan?
I mean, the Chinese have all my information already at this point. It's clear.
Well, that's my that's my weak argument for it, and I'll even admit that it's weak because everybody has their. My son just said, "Hey, do you know that Amazon has all of our personal information?" And I'm like, "Welcome to fucking America, kid. You don't have you don't have anything,
dude.
You have no privacy." Let's just all say that you have none, zero.
My vaccines and booster were an upgrade. People, come on. So I'm sorry. I drank this entire beer already. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you're having a good ass time. What is that?
Ooh, is that the brown ale one?
Maple syrup brown
How
ale.
was yours?
Yeah. So again, same thing.
The Pursuit of Sappiness. That is a fantastic fucking name.
Yeah, it's from Mayflower. Mayflower. What town they're in? I can't remember which town they're in now at the moment. They're in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So
fantastic name.
We didn't land at Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on Mayflower. Maybe, I don't know. But honestly, subdued maple, more earthiness, more kind of underlying maple undertones, but definitely like what Lauren was saying, not as much sweetness. It was more about like it's more like almost like less syrup and more actual like sap. So sappiness I think is definitely more applicable. So I give that.
Loving the subtleness that good breweries are learning. Again, just because it says maple doesn't mean you got to make it like the pancakes that I had this morning that I shouldn't have had, Doug.
I will say though, like if you're gonna put like pie versus sappiness, different vibes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it sounds similar in flavor though, maybe.
Yeah, man. No harm on TikTok, but the truth is, I say it because I say that I don't go in there because I agree with Donald Trump or whatever. But it's really more about just me getting caught in the rabbit holes. I get caught over in Reddit, and Reddit is basically TikTok, just a different format. It's the same thing. Well, in fact, the same videos as y'all saw, the same videos show up.
Reddit is better curation.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion. Just because you're going to you're into like a specific subreddit, right, Greg? To see specific theme videos.
Right.
TikTok is trying to use their algorithm to give you the right videos in your queue here.
Right.
So in my opinion, it's like Reddit is better because it's already pre-filtering the stuff for you without an algorithm.
Don't give Greg more ammunition, goddamn you.
No, I'm just saying, logistically speaking, I don't like Reddit's interface as much though. So to me, there's a give and take. Yes, I can go to public freakouts on subreddit, right? But at the same time, it's like I can also just get a random curation of a mixture of sea shanties, Star Wars, Marvel, and random renditions of different acapella challenges. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be purple.
Those are great.
Yeah.
If that's your page, please. I was like, maybe we need to also send me good ones.
See, look at that. Lauren's like, I'll accept all your TikToks.
I was like, I will. I'm not.
Forward your TikToks, my TikToks to Lauren. For sure.
But I've learned something tonight, though. I'm going to try and do better, filter wise. I'm gonna try and do better filter wise moving forward because I feel like I haven't even attempted to like at least close the faucet a little bit with my co-host at the very least. So I think what you're saying makes 100% sense. I do need to close the faucet a little bit and only let the ones that really hit sink through.
Yeah.
So I think
it's like the crying wolf, right? Like you need to make sure that it's worth watching, and you don't want to like dilute your seal of approval, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I also watch animal videos. Speaking of seal of approval.
I was like, not good, cute ones, not like mean, sad ones,
well,
right?
But there's that one guy who always like speaks with his like his iPhone headphones. He's like for those of you who don't know about this animal, it is the bane of existence and will eat your mama. Or he has like some like crazy thing he says about this animal, about how bad it is. So he's like this is the baddest mofo since Shaft that's out here.
I know that guy.
That was definitely a goose.
That guy did one about this moth, like this giant moth, and it's like a 12-inch moth, like it's huge.
Damn.
And it only lives for a short amount of time because it doesn't have a mouth to eat. Its only thing is when it comes out of its chrysalis, it's there to breed, and then they have eggs, and then they die.
Does anything eat it?
No, it's huge. I mean,
what is it? How did it survive this long? I mean, I guess if nothing eats it, because it doesn't eat anything apparently.
Right.
Clearly, there's some Dar wins and some Dar losses. Sorry.
I need a stronger beverage.
On that note,
get us around.
what were you gonna say, Dan? Before I cut you off?
No, I was just saying yes. Perfect. I mean, this is a transition we needed. We would go down talking about TikTok and other things related to it. So.
Right. Well, we're gonna wait for Dan. Doug, what are you watching this week?
Yeah, man.
So I have two. This has been a week of just watching shit that doesn't tax my brain at all. So the first thing I picked up was Jill's sister said you need to watch this documentary.
Oh wow! Yeah, I haven't checked that yet.
So it's about, and I knew, Lauren, you would love this idea, just because it's all about Nickelodeon, how it came to be, like the early years, and how it goes, and its evolution, and all the shows nearly, and how they kind of built. And as with all of these documentaries about this thing that came up and was kind of organic and grew, once corporations got in it, it kind of fucked it all up. But like that's how that one works. It was super entertaining because I will say my wife actually had a little bit more, watched Nickelodeon a lot more than I did because I'm a little older. But she watched it a lot with her sister because her sister was a lot younger than her, so she would babysit her sister. So they would watch it together. So that was a good thing for them to kind of share the experience of that. And it's old. It's from like 2018. I'd never even heard of it.
Oh, damn.
So, what? I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So the only place I found it was Hulu, as Greg started to say. But yeah, so that's one. The other one that I'm going to share here is first of all, I freaking love this particular chef. It is a chef show. It is Alex versus America, and it's Alex Garnish.
She's kick-ass.
So this show, and I am a sucker for shows like this, and she, just watching her cook is always fascinating because she's never in a rush. She's always very deliberate how she cooks, and everything is very controlled. And then you watch everybody else is like just kind of but she gets 3 chefs, and basically the format is 3 chefs. They pick like, all right, we're going to do seafood, and here you pick the seafood, and then we pick the accompaniment and what way it's going to be served, whether it's hot or cold, or if it's going to be a sandwich versus noodles, and then they give them the time limit. So the first round of 3 challengers get to choose all those, and then whoever wins that round gets to choose the last round of what all those particular things. It's
nice.
It's super fun to watch.
Love it's like it sounds like Iron Chef America or whatever those things are, but with like a twist of like constraint choice, which is super interesting, and I love me some food shows.
It's a more structured Beat Bobby Flay.
Oh yeah.
And I don't like Bobby Flay at all. do not care for that man,
Yeah.
but you know,
I mean, his food's not bad, but he doesn't have the same
Charisma.
Yes.
he's also a giant misogynist. So yeah, that's part of the reason.
Yes,
why
he
I don't like
is.
So
He's been married
yeah,
what 3 times now, at least.
yeah.
I mean, okay, whatever. Sometimes things don't work out. Also, sometimes it's because of a specific cause. So
Yeah.
don't discount people because of that. However, I could see what you're talking about.
Yeah, and yeah. Sorry.
Hold on.
No, I was just going to
no
say he's also rumored to have a big affair with Giada and all that stuff, and that's been around for years. But he's just not someone that I find interesting. I'd watch anything with Guy Fieri a million times over him.
Santa Rosa.
Doug, my family and I was lamenting to my family that we have too many of these fucking shows. It's out of control.
Food shows?
No, specifically these
chef
competition.
shows.
Yes, like they're like there's a Mendoza whatever line where there's just too fucking many of them. Right. Right. We have too many of those shows, but Alex is Alex is a badass, and it's a fucking good show, and I like it. It's one of the ones I like. The other one that my family watches. It's funny because I just said that there's too many of these damn shows. Doug, I miss the cooking shows that they actually just cook and they're telling you how to cook. I miss those shows. There's no more of them. Not no more, but you gotta find them on Saturday mornings.
Well, no, but
Sunday afternoons.
Like Emerald Live, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where you would learn a dish and all that. You know, the Pioneer Woman and all those old school ones. I'm a fan of those more than the competition ones.
Biker Billy cooks with fire.
Right. I don't learn anything from the competition. I learned that Alex is
You don't?
ass. Well, I learned that she's kick ass and she can make any dish and she can beat pretty much anybody in this country. They move too fast for people to really grab the hey, I'm gonna make this shrimp ramoli with fucking orange sauce. Well, great. They go to the commercial and the shit's already made, and I don't know.
Okay,
I didn't make. Right.
So what?
And then I don't get to taste this shit, Daniel, and it makes me hungry, and I get all hungry. Then I don't live in fucking New York City like you, so I can't just order a goddamn
hamburger at 10:46 at night.
Right. Well, right, because if I did, I'd be dead already. Because I have the same restrictions as Doug, basically. So I can't be eating this shit. But so if I lived in New York City, I would no bullshit. And I know I'm just joking, but I probably would be dead already.
You're right.
Because
man.
right, because this shit makes me hungry, Lauren. But I do watch one competition show. My family got me hooked into it, and it's fun, and I like it. And it's this one.
What is this?
Next Level Chef. You ever see this one?
This is a newer series.
Yeah, it's on it's on Fox.
Whatever.
What? So
go
on, Dan.
What I'm saying is this is a much better series in my opinion than Hell's Kitchen, and I live in Hell's Kitchen, and literally speaking in the neighborhood. But again, the only thing you learn from Hell's Kitchen is that no one knows how to cook scallops. That's the only lesson you learn from that series. No one knows how to cook scallops. So
I know, Lauren. I'm with you.
But this series, I haven't watched a full episode yet, but I hear it's way more accessible, and you learn more from this than you can in this other series.
It's fun. And they have this conveyor. They have this belt, Lauren, that goes up and down. They they put chefs on each level, and then they have the ingredients drop.
Oh,
and then
reveal.
And then you have the chefs have 20-30 seconds to grab the food off of it before it goes down to the next level. And the people on the bottom get the worst ingredients, and the people on the top get the best.
Privilege.
And it's just a competition, and it's just good. It's fun. My family jumped in on it. They sucked me in, and I don't know. And it's a show. It's one of these competitions that you can just check to. It's Wednesday. I mean, you can jump in at any time, so you don't have to.
Right, it's not like
if you have Discovery Plus, you can watch it anytime.
Dog, shut up.
Enticing. Wait, okay, so that one's on Fox, which I don't know, or whatever. It looked like it's on Fox or Discovery Plus
Yeah.
or whatever. Wait, where's the other? The Alex.
That's on. That's a Food Network. So if you have Discovery
Food Network,
Plus, and you can and if you can watch it on demand through Food Network too.
Yeah, and she's
Okay.
Lauren. Check her out, and you can jump. I'm pretty sure you can jump in on that at any time too. But
Yeah.
Alex kicks ass. She's
Yeah.
She also
I
is-
appreciate
she also-
she's
she
not
also-
to be fucked with.
She's definitely an underestimated Food Network chef, 100%.
Yeah, she's
awesome.
definitely not one of their like front
Oh.
runner star. folk.
She's not like out there.
Yeah, she's not
Because,
like the shiny one.
Fieri's got a personality.
Right,
right.
right.
Obviously, Bobby Flay has his certain kind of component. And you have all the different
They
people.
all do, kind of. Yeah,
They have their own like kind of shtick. But yeah, no. But she's got chops.
Mhm.
right.
She,
And she's just a
she's
straight
been in
chef.
so many kitchens.
I
And
do
yeah,
feel like
and you can tell she's not like Hollywood. There's no like Hollywood or acting behind her. She's just
like
a chef.
legit.
That's it.
I-
She's
I've
just a
seen her
chef.
as I've seen her as like a judge on some other shows, and
Yeah.
then like
Chopped
like she
is-
knows
is
what
a judge
she's
all the time.
yeah, Chopped
Yeah.
and maybe Iron Chef America sometimes.
Yes,
but I'm just
she-
like
she does.
like she seems so like Van Damme face, but like she knows what she's talking about.
Game face.
She's also
Yeah,
very.
she's
She's
just
also
like
very.
like she's
also-
chewing and she's like and just like I'm scared. I'm not. Are you saying something nice? I don't really know how to read this.
I feel like we have to have like Matt Strain on to analyze an episode.
I would watch party that. I would like hang out. I love food
Yes.
things.
I'm just saying because I would
Yeah.
love to hear his thoughts on this kind of stuff because again I'm fledgling at best in the kitchen, so I'd love to
You
hear
put
someone
on
who
a
actually
good
knows this
face
stuff.
and could have fooled me.
Yeah, I get out cooked by my 16-year-old, so don't ask me. Anyway, one last speaking of my family, they got me into this one. Walking the Earth
Oh man,
with Will Smith. I don't know if y'all saw it. Very
Not yet.
educational.
Saw
Will
trailer.
Smith travels the world. We only saw one. He literally dived into a live volcano. It was really silly.
that's crazy, man.
What? I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just talks about the one I saw was about sound, and he talks about how sound affects you maybe even more than it can affect you even more than your sight. But a lot of times we let our sight our sight take over a lot of our senses, and we don't feel the sound like reverberating, or like we don't have we have a really great receptacle for sound, but we just let our eyes just like dictate everything
Overpower
basically.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he went to a nearby village. He went to this volcano that was active in New Zealand, went by a nearby village, and then they were like the villagers were dancing, and they were dancing to the beat of like what they feel from the volcano that is always erupting.
Damn.
That's right there. It's on Disney Plus. It's fantastic. Doug, you wanted to say something about sound and scene, and what do you got?
Yes, as someone who's partially deaf, that doesn't really work as well for me.
Right. But
There.
again, check it out, Doug, because again, it'll teach you about how you don't, Doug, you don't have your senses aren't that tuned. But like I would suggest that probably Dan and Lauren and I senses probably are tuned, and we just don't use that sense as much, and we
Well,
just
maybe-
go
maybe-
through life a lot. But then he's gonna go through sight, and he's gonna go through a whole bunch of different things. I think it's like an 8-part documentary or something like
Oh, wow.
that. Everybody loves Will Smith too. So I mean, who doesn't like Will Smith? What's there not to like about Will Smith? Please tell me. There's nothing.
Well,
Thank you.
I mean, Doug, if you have a subwoofer for your main setup, maybe you just sit on the subwoofer for a while.
Yes, it really hits our subwoofer.
I don't
Heavy
want to have
duty.
it. I don't want to have an orgasm. I just want to watch the TV.
Why not?
Not in the living
Doug,
room.
Doug
Not
is
in the
trying to
living
let go of these earthly pleasures.
room.
It's like there's nothing wrong with that. That's also fine.
Yeah, but not in my living room. Sorry.
Don't worry,
yeah,
Lauren.
that's-
Will and Joaquin are just going through an entanglement. Right. That's a reference to, for y'all don't know, Jada and Will Smith's relationship, and Jada had an entanglement with something or some. Actually, that's the only thing that's annoying about Will Smith. I just wish he would stop talking about this dumb marriage. Go on.
What's this?
She drives second.
She drives a second.
Generation Ford or Plymouth Satellite. So this is a 8.5% a double IPA from Fat Orange Cat out of North Haven, Connecticut.
Fat Orange Cat.
Damn, Fat Orange Cat.
Yeah, they make again. So just give you a super hazy, like 100% opaque here. But like the mouthfeel on this is redonkulous. It is soft, supple, smooth, and the head is almost creamy. Honestly, on this stuff, it's a kind of a muddled blend of kind of like various different kind of. You took like you know how you go to a hotel and they have like the little dispensers for all these different kinds of fruit juices. It's almost as if you got like a larger glass. You got a 2-ounce pour out of every single fruit dispenser, and then 50-50 with water, and that's your fruit component.
Damn. So juicy.
Yeah, it's juicy. But yeah, no, it's again. I had another one from them, just a regular IPA. This is double IPA, but and yeah, I love their stuff. Basically, I don't get them that often, honestly. But I have a new retail shop in my neighborhood here that it just came in, and so I'm kind of adding them into my mix here with my other locals. So I appreciate it.
Sweet. So Dan, I'm just gonna again, unless you have a highlight. We could seriously sit here all night.
No. I was going to say the same thing. I mean, again, I don't want to keep people here longer than they have to.
Hold on. Let me finish. We can literally sit here all night by the shit that you watch, giving your podcast. So what people need to do is go listen to your podcast, because then you can find out very, very fast what Daniel's been watching. I think y'all just put out one a couple days ago, right? Or today, right? Or Okay. So Daniel pitches people on the shows that he watches. So, but Dan, if you got one or two you want to share, you better go fast.
Yeah. So again, Doug's talked about The Expanse before, and I love The Expanse pitch and response on our episodes. I think it was a couple episodes back. I really love those. The sex education pitch and response was amazing as well.
That's a good show.
Yeah, so that was also an amazing kind of pitch and response there. But yeah, and there's again what. So Callisto, who was commenting earlier, my buddy, what she does is that she kind of scans the descriptions where we talk about what we're talking about, and if there's something that piques her interest, she then proceeds to watch only that episode. So like, again, not that I don't want you to listen to every single episode we put out. That'd be amazing if you could. But at the same time, I think that it's really awesome that you can kind of cruise through the descriptions there and you know exactly what we're reviewing as feedback and what we're pitching that night. Because then again, if it's something you're remotely interested in, you can say, oh, you know what? I was thinking about that show. Maybe, maybe this pitch will convince me to jump and kind of take the leap of faith on that. And I think that's really what it comes down to. That's what we wanted to do is we want this to, this can be a weekly thing for you, and it might not be an occasional thing for you. I'm not going to dictate how you listen to you ingest podcasts or TikTok, across the board here. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we're going there.
Lauren, what are you watching? Anything? Oh, you said you didn't have anything.
So I was like, I don't really have things because that's my problem is I feel like that I have not gotten to listen because I also don't. It's hard with the work that I do or what I work on during the day. I can't always listen to something because if I'm typing or doing words, I can't listen to words. And so it's a difficulty, but I appreciate Watch OK Please because I'm generally behind anyway, and there's so much content out there. And the fact of someone being pitch it, and people are gonna try and shoot it down and poke holes in it, and then be like, all right, we're gonna watch it anyway, and then be like, was it worth it? Okay, they said it was worth it. Maybe I'll try those.
Yeah. So
much.
I'm gonna take this opportunity because again, and Lauren will appreciate this. Lauren, when you're ready to try the Marvel stuff that has been released since we finished the last Marvel, I am 100% in with you on that watch party. So
Okay,
whenever you're ready,
noted.
whenever you're ready for that, so this is like a public commitment here. When you're ready to delve into Eternals, etc. When you're ready,
All the
we'll do it.
series and such.
Yep, I slept on Yellowstone, Matt, for real. Chris, I mean, I really slept in Yellowstone. I need to go back and watch that for real. But the Witcher, I'm fully caught up on. Yeah.
So he's been binging Yellowstone and The Witcher, but then he feels like he needs a new horse. You got a suggestion for him?
Yeah. So yeah, Yellowstone and Witcher. I mean, I think that there's a lot of different things that are kind of meet that kind of idea out there. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but a lot of people are preaching. If you haven't watched Raised by Wolves yet, apparently there's a lot of so there's a lot of people that are pushing that on me, and there are a lot of same people that have watched or binged Witcher, consistently across the board in that regard. And
Doug, Raised by. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
No. That's the first one that came to mind for me. And here's a sneak preview for this coming week. So next coming week we're doing the feedback from Sweet Tooth. That's on Netflix. It's an adapted DC owned property that we're responding to next week. But then and I think that's also a really interesting kind of a series because it is not just post-apocalyptic, but it's post-apocalyptic caused by a pandemic. So again, if there's anything that's going to challenge your emotional and mental stability, it's going to be that series. So
I was like, do we need that? Maybe.
Doug, what about Raised by Wolves? Quick, buddy.
Okay, so Raised by Wolves, I watched the first season. I haven't started the second one yet. You're saying the people that are Witcher fans like that too?
Well, they're similar
miles apart.
I know, but for some reason, like I have people that kind of run in different kinds of sci-fi and fantasy circles, and for some reason, like I have people that fall into both camps. Again, which is also weird to me, in my opinion, because I like The Witcher, but now I never got into Raised by Wolves when it first came out. So I keep asking. So what is wrong with me then? Am I
nothing? It's a good show. It is not for me. The first season was not great. Like it was good. Like it's definitely watchable. It's an intriguing concept. I'm not gonna spoil it for folks who want to watch it, but yeah, it's on HBO Max. So I think it was on Showtime, and then HBO Max is able to assume some of their stuff so they can broadcast it. But the two people that play the main two characters, which are robots, are great. Why the Last Man? Yeah, Chris.
That
I
heard about that was a graphic novel, wasn't it?
Yes,
it was. It's a graphic novel. Yeah,
and it was a good show. And it started out, and then it just kind of which sucked because it had some.
So promising.
It had such amazing actors in it, like Amber Tamblyn and Diane Lane, and people that were like really big names. And Amber Tamblyn was played this conservative wife, which she is very much not a conservative human. And it was really interesting to watch her play that. So
I've heard.
I mean, again, I don't want to be here, opening up the anime can of worms here, but there is a tremendous amount of anime out there that is really amazing and out there. And again, if anyone wants to hit me up offline to talk about that, I am
offline.
Yeah. Let's take this offline. No, but again, I can talk about that for hours because again, if I hear what kinds of normal, or live action stuff you're into, onimai. Yeah. No. So I can kind of feel I can maybe kind of give you a recommendation. Again, me, I have a certain bent on things. I'm a mecha anime guy, so I'm all about Kidou Senshi Gundam or Mobile Suit Gundam, is maybe people know about that. And Gundam is as big in Japan as Star Trek is worldwide, as far as a property is concerned. But that being said, again, there's an anime. Again, if you are into something, there's for example, like Callisto was here earlier. One of the latest watch parties we've been doing is for Vinland Saga. So if you love Vikings, you need to watch Vinland Saga, the anime. Like
the Viking,
like the Vikings show. If you like Vikings, you need to watch Vinland Saga. And so that's one. So again, if you're just starting out into anime, again, it depending upon what genre you're into, I would recommend different kinds of approaches. So if you like, if you like Pacific Rim, for example, I would lead you into kind of the Super Robot different series out there. If you're into, say, Magic, then I might lead you into a different set of series out there. For example, like a more recent series that deals a lot with Magic. There's a couple of different ones out there. But again, there's even within, because anime really, they segregate based upon their audience. So shoujo, young girls, shonen, young men. Some Macross. Wow, is it Super Dimensional Fortress Macross? Jam, the OG. Man, that's awesome. That's mad amazing. But
English.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
No, because
keep going.
Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, Macross 2, Macross Plus, Macross Frontier, Okay, no, I'll stop. Anyway, no, but yeah, so so I'm with JHG. Macross Plus is probably one of my favorite Macrosses, and it's accessible because you watch either the movie or the miniseries with 6 episodes, and the music in that is freaking amazing. I mean, yeah. But again,
it's a good soundtrack.
Again, I don't want to delve too deep right now, but I'm just saying if you want to talk about me offline about this, I am 100% on board. Let me hear what you're normally into. I'll see what I've watched in my lifetime of watching anime since 1992-ish, 1993. And again, I was watching the sci-fi anime festivals back in the day, so I was I grew up on Golf Force, Akira, Rujin Z. That's my origin stuff right there. And whatever you're into, I'm sure I can find something that might fit your bill. And it might be as crazy out there as Puni Puni Poemi, but it could be as kind of more mainstream as My Hero Academia. And again, if you're not watching Attack on Titan, go watch that stuff because it's amazing.
Dan, where can people find you offline? Dan on Tap.
So Dan, if you look at Dan on Tap anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Technically speaking, although I don't post anything there because I'm not that creative. Although I have various different parody song ideas that I have in my head that I may post at some point that are very very etchy, as they might say in the anime community. But
you think?
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see. But Dan on Tap anywhere, you can pretty much find me. Hit me up on, slide into my DMs, but in a a metrosexual way only, please. And we'll converse, and I can hopefully find something that might be right for you.
I love to slide into my DMs. I love it. It has that same connotation of like Netflix and chill.
Yes.
Right. Because when you say, like, again, I learned, Lauren, that I can't, I guess I can't, and I shouldn't say to you, can I come over and we can Netflix and chill? Because you're in a committed relationship and so am I. So I'm not sure that's, so I can't say those words. I always thought it was like, I literally took the words literal, like, we're just going to come over and watch Netflix. So slide in the DMs, clearly, I think it's the same thing. Even though I didn't know that and I didn't get the memo, but now I did. We're going to leave that go, right?
Great.
Anyway, Dan, if we don't let y'all go now, we'll be here another hour talking about anime, the way you say it.
I'm a quick. So my rank here, just really quickly here. My favorite of the night, I'm 100% partial. Restless Dark Lager is number 1. I'm sorry, it's just I love Dark Lager.
Show us.
I got rid of it. I got rid of the can already. So number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna say the Prey Winter Ale because, like I said, it's winter. It's what I'm feeling right now. Number 3 is gonna be the Fat Orange Cat. The crazy information about the
Doug. You like that can art?
Plymouth Satellite.
Yeah, I actually really do. So yeah.
Unfortunately, Mayflower is a close fourth. And, and again, I like the earthiness. I like the maple impression on that, but I feel like what, again, when we think maple, we're all thinking sweeter. So I mean, respectfully,
Right.
again, but the fact that, but again, I had a brown ale tonight, and that alone is amazing because, like, again, I had the other night I had a dark mild. Again, when you see a dark mild on tap, you drink it.
Yes,
That's
you do.
how this works, because you will likely never see that style again.
No, not on
wherever
tap.
you're going. So
Nope,
you see a
take
style
it.
that you never see, go drink it. I don't care if you like it or not. It's an experience. Go drink it. So that's my 4 for tonight. And I appreciate everyone out there. Like I said, just if you want to know more about anything, you want to talk more about it, hit me up. More than happy to talk with you. I'll find time because everyone out there is important.
WatchOKPlease.com and LifeOnTap.com.
So beer for one, content on the other.
Right. And you can find him on Dan on Tap. You can find him all these places that we talked about. You can rewind this and see it all again if you wanted to. Dan, thank you for everything, buddy. Nice
thanks to everyone else here. Cheers, man.
That's fine. We will see you shortly. And again, thanks for giving us those reviews on all those shows. And I will definitely be listening now that I jumped on. This always happens, Lauren. People come on the show, I listen to their podcast, and then I can't stop it. And it's just bad. It's just there's just so
a
much
wonderful,
great
terrible problem.
It's a terrible problem.
Yes.
So much good content out there. But Dan's content helps you sift through the other content, if that makes sense.
True.
Which I need.
Right. I need a sifter. And Dan and his crew are the siftees. So Dan, see you in a bit post production if you're here.
Yes,
and
I'll
thank
be
you
here.
for everything. Great.
Thank you guys.
Cheers.
So
Whoa,
fun.
I don't like that. I don't like
Too close.
No, I don't. That's why I don't use that shit.
You had a very Cornell West look to you when we were that close up. Yeah. You know who Cornell West is, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, crazy Cornell West, man.
Yeah.
I mean, half the time I agree with him. Half the time I'm saying, "What the fuck?" And then the other time I'm like, "Dude, you're crazy." And then I go back and forth with that man, but he's a good man and he preaches. Look him up, y'all know. But that was fun. Yeah, Dan is fun, right? So. What is I have one of these things here, don't I? Oh, so next Wednesday, Doug, you will be featured. We are starting a new live stream called Lag, Libations, and Lost Saves, Lauren, and it's all about gaming. And that's why I got my see my Pac-Man behind here.
Ready to go.
Yes, we're gonna be talking gaming. It's just me stepping out of the beer little thing, and my kids are big gamers. Gaming is a billion, trillion, quadrillion dollar industry. It's fun. There's a whole lot of shit going on with it. So we're going to spend an hour talking about it next week. And every second Wednesday of the month, Doug is going to have a review of his favorite game of the whole in this whole life. He can't stop playing it, even though he's his whole life.
Things.
Yes, he's traveled many miles to even go and learn about it and see people about it. He loves it. It's great. But actually, right now, it's time for review. So I will be there. Who is that? Thank you.
That was Victor.
That's great.
That was our boy Victor. Yeah.
Yes, Victor is Victor. I want
Secret
Victor to be
Victor.
I want Victor to be a part of it. Victor is a part of it. We'll see Victor. I'm not sure if we'll see him on Wednesday, but we will see him on that stream at some point. It's especially Lauren, of course.
For sure. Agreed.
Manny, that's why we have her around, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. But Lauren, ladies first, you want to talk about the beers you had and whether you liked them or not? Would you suggest them? It sounded like you liked the pecan one.
Pecan, whatever you call it. So I have these two. Let's see if I can. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
Pecan.
This way. Nope. This one.
Okay.
So I've had these two. We have this maple, I say pecan pie brown ale, and the Cinnamon Dolce Nitro Stout. Oh my gosh, turning this way. Both darker beers, not as barrel aged or as big or as large as I usually might go. So it's a little off brand for me, but they were tasty. I would say that just because of the like specifically pie vibes and it was not being what I expected, that this is probably the lesser favorite, but like totally fine, drinkable, just not what I expected of the two. And then Cinnamon Dolce Nitro Stout, smooth, not as aggressive of flavors as I often drink, but super drinkable, very tasty, not a super cinnamon hit, but I was into it. That's me. That's it. I only got to two. I considered a third, but it was far away and I didn't get to it.
Mr. Ziegler, what's going on?
So mine are two very different beers, and both of them were excellent, like really excellent. So I had the Dragon's Milk, which was a rye barrel variant.
Sounds so good.
Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, with cinnamon, toasted chilies, and vanilla extract. Really good. The chili was very restrained, which I really appreciate because I don't really like super spicy beers.
Yeah, you're not a spicy guy.
No. So, and I also had a NA beer to start with, the Raspberry Gose. That was superb. Both of them were really good. I don't have a winner, and that's saying something. Usually Dragon's Milk always wins.
Right.
That's how good this is.
Ooh.
Wow. Dragon's Milk wins this by cracking it open. Period.
And it is excellent. But this, I'm telling you, if you want something that's super refreshing, gives you that Gose feel that you like without being too salty, all the raspberry notes, really, really excellent. And like I said, it's NA, so you can have it shipped to your house. You don't have to go get it.
Look at that. And you're not going to get all toasty drunk or anything. Yeah, Midwest Pilsner and Fantasy Factory. I didn't even notice, Doug. It's the white IPA version of Fantasy Factory.
Oh.
They have, So, Fantasy. I always love this guy. He's great. But yeah, Fantasy Factory and a beer that tastes like beer, both from Carbon 4, right up the street from my house. Well, not up the street, but pretty much down the highway there. They're fantastic. Brewery. Anybody in Madison, y'all already know about K4. If not, sorry for the rest of y'all, but we all have our local ones that are great. Yep. So, I had a black cherry Pepsi. Okay.
Victor living it up. Although Victor had a freaking mint dino s'mores last night or the night before. Yes. And shout out to Victor. Hopefully things are on the mend there. As far as we won't drag his laundry out, but hopefully everything's
right. But we all know, and we send them well wishes. And on that note, Lauren, thank you again for co-hosting. We will see you soon-ish. We've asked for you the last 2 weeks, and you showed up, so we're not going to ask anymore.
That's
we're
fine. Take a break from me.
Okay. No, we're fine.
Absence
but
makes
we
the
love
heart grow fonder.
Yes, and we also, but we clearly love to have you, obviously, and
yes, we do.
Spice everything up and bring that female perspective that Doug and I will never be able to bring. And you also make us smarter and better looking and all that too. But that's another story.
I do what I can.
But y'all check out Lauren at her handle there. She's doing fun work with our friend David. And
among other things.
Yeah, and on that note, we're getting out of here. But we thank all y'all again, and we'll see y'all next week with Matt and Kelly Pressberry. Always fun.
Oh, I forgot they were coming on. Oh.
Yes.
Doug's so excited.
We're bringing back food shaming. Because Kelly is she's my homegirl, but some of the shit that she's been eating is I don't know what's going on there.
She's on a different level.
We're gonna figure all that out next week.